Hello everyone! Dear students, today we will be talking about adverbs. An adverb is a word which tells us something about. Verb, it tells us something about. Adjective, and it tells us something about another adverb. Here we have an example. The horse ran fast. We said adverb will tell us something about verb. In this sentence, ran is a verb and fast is an adverb. Adverb tells us something about verb. It tells us how fast. How fast did the horse run? Adverbs also tell us something about adjective. In this sentence, they is an adverb. It tells us something about an adjective fast. In this sentence, fast is an adjective. As we said, adverbs tell us something about verb, adjective, and another adverb. This adverb very tells us something about an adjective fast. So very is an adverb. It tells us something about adjective fast. The horse ran very fast. How fast did the horse run? The horse ran very fast. In another example, we can see that adverbs tell us something about another adverb. In this sentence, quiet is an adverb. And quiet tells us something about another adverb. Fast is also an adverb. So an adverb tells us something about verb, an adjective, or another adverb. An adverb modifies a verb, an adjective, or another adverb, expressing a relation of place, time, circumstance, manner, cause, and so on. There are different kinds of adverbs. Adverbs of time, adverbs of place, adverbs of manner, adverbs of frequency, adverbs of degree, and interrogative adverbs. Adverbs of manner. Adverbs of manner tell us how an action is done. They tell us something about the manner in which an action is done. Here we have few examples. We call them also how words. Adverbs of manner tell us how or in what manner something happened or will happen. So we call them how words. We make adverbs of manner by adding ly to adjectives. In these examples, we can see endings. They are all ending, these all words, they all end in ly. We make adverbs of manner by adding ly. To adjectives that end in l, we add ly. We will add ly to the adjectives that end with l. For example, successful. Successful ends in L. We made adverb of manner by adding ly. Or for example, careful. Careful also ends in L. We added ly to careful, and we got adverb of manner. We make adverbs of manner by adding ly to adjectives. To adjectives that end in y, we will add, first we will remove y and we will add ily. For example, lucky. Lucky is an adjective. How will we make adverb? We will add ending ly, but we will remove y and turn it into I. Lucky, luckily. Luckily is an adverb of manner. We added ending ly. Instead of y, we will write I. Lucky, luckily. There are also some adjectives that end with ble. For example, comfortable. Comfortable ends with ble. When we are making adverb of manner, ble will turn into bly. Comfortable and comfortably. Comfortable, comfortably. These are adverbs of manner. Here we have few examples. Quickly, slowly, loudly, quietly, carefully, politely, calmly, silently, correctly, safely, repeatedly, successfully, unexpectedly, and smoothly. These all are adverbs of manner. Here we have some examples. Quickly, he ran quickly. Quickly tells us how did he run. He ran quickly. In what manner did he run? He ran quickly. Slowly. The English teacher spoke slowly. Slowly tells us about the manner. It tells us how did the teacher speak. The teacher spoke slowly. Loudly. The audience laughed loudly. Loudly tells us something about the way that the audience laughed. They didn't laugh silently, they laughed loudly. Quietly. Please speak quietly when you are in the library. Quietly tells us about the way, about the manner, how we should talk when we are in the library. Next example, carefully. Kelly drives carefully. Carefully tells us something about the way, the manner in which Kelly drives. Other examples are politely. The boy asked politely for some more candy. Calmly. Please move calmly towards the exit. Silently. The students sat there silently waiting for class to start. Correctly. The students answered all questions correctly. safely. Please drive home safely. Repeatedly. I asked him repeatedly, but he didn't answer. Successfully. Chris successfully completed the London Marathon. Unexpectedly. My flight was unexpectedly delayed. Smoothly. Everything went smoothly at the interview today. These were some examples of adverbs of manner. Adverbs of place tell us where the action happened. They answer the question where. Where does the action happen? These are some examples of adverbs of place. About, anywhere, backward, down, elsewhere, in, near, on, over, towards, underground, along, under, above, away, behind, downstairs, far. Indoors, nearby, out, upstairs, overseas, somewhere, there, up, abroad, back, east, here, inside, off, outside, next door, right, and below. These are adverbs of place. They tell us where an action is done. They point the place where the action is done. They point out the place where the action is done. Adverbs of time tell us when an action happens or happened. These are adverbs of time. These are adverbs that point out the time when some action happened. They tell us when something happened or was done. These are some examples. Adverbs of time tell us when something happened. For example, today, yesterday, later, now, or last year. They tell us for how long. It could be whole day, not long, for a while, or since last year. Adverbs of time also tell us how often. For example, sometimes, frequently, never, often, or yearly. These are adverbs of time. They tell us when an action happens. Adverbs of frequency tell us how often an action happens. These are adverbs of frequency. We can say they are how often words. We can call them how often words. Here we have some examples. Always, usually, normally, generally, often, frequently, sometimes, occasionally, seldom, hardly ever, rarely, and never. We also have some examples. Always. Always means 100% at all occasions. We can say, I always study after class. Usually. Usually is not always, not at all occasions. I usually walk to work. I usually walk to work means sometimes I do not walk. Sometimes I use a bus perhaps or a bicycle. Next is normally or generally. I normally get good marks. Normally means less than usually and very less than always. Normally. I normally get good marks. Normally means at many occasions. Next is often. Often happens less than always. I often read in bed at night. I often read means I don't always read. I read often, very often, at many occasions. Next is sometimes. I sometimes sing in the shower. Sometimes means not always, not very often, but at times. At times I sing in the shower. Occasionally means at certain occasion, sometimes. I occasionally go to bed late. Occasionally means very often or sometimes. Occasionally, at certain occasions. I occasionally go to bed late means that most of the time you are going to bed early. Next is seldom. Seldom is rare. I seldom put salt on my food. Seldom means that you rarely put salt on your food. You rarely put it. Next example is hardly ever or rarely. I hardly ever get angry. It means you don't get angry almost never. Only at very few occasions you get angry. Never is opposite of always. Never means at no occasion. For example, vegetarians never eat meat. They don't eat it at any occasion. They never eat meat. Here we have one example. Daniel always passes his exams. We can see that Daniel is subject. Always is an adverb. And the main verb is passes. Daniel as a subject. Always as an adverb. And passes is the main verb. Another example is he is always happy. These were adverbs of frequency. Adverbs of frequency tell us how often an action happens. Adverbs of frequency can also be placed at the beginning or end of the sentence. This placement makes the meaning stronger. Here we have few examples. Normally. I normally don't eat sushi. This is weaker position. I normally don't eat sushi. Stronger position is if you say I don't eat sushi normally. Or another example, occasionally. I occasionally text my friends. Stronger position will be if you say occasionally I text my friends. Another example is often. I often forget to do my homework. If you say I forget to do my homework often, it gives the adverb of frequency a stronger meaning. Next is frequently. I frequently visit the memorial. Or you could say, I visit the memorial frequently. It gives an accent to the word frequently, to the adverb. One more example, usually. I usually volunteer at the animal shelter on Sundays. Or you could say, usually I volunteer at the animal shelter on Sundays. Depending on the place where the adverb of frequency is placed, Depending on this place, adverb will be stronger if it is placed at the appropriate place. Adverbs of degree. Adverbs of degree tell us how much or to what extent an action happens. They tell us about the intensity or degree of an action, an adjective or another adverb. Here we have few examples. They are happy and they are extremely happy. Extremely is adverb of degree. It tells us how much or to what degree an action happens. To what extent. They tell us how much. Extremely. They are extremely happy. Or in this example, I hate traveling by plane. If you say, I really hate traveling by plane, it tells us the degree. It tells us how much or to what extent do you hate it. You really hate it. You really don't like to travel by plane. Or another example, he is always late. Or he is almost always late. Almost is adverb of degree. Adverbs of degree tell us how much or to what extent an action happens. Interrogative adverbs, they tell us something about question. They are used to ask question. Interrogative refers to question. They are used to ask questions. Interrogative adverbs are used to ask questions. For example, who, what, where, when, why, how often. These are interrogative adverbs. And these are few examples. Where is the pencil sharpener? How are you feeling today? When does Aunt May's plane arrive? And why are you late to class? These are some of the interrogative adverbs. Where, how, when, and why. Interrogative adverbs are used to ask questions. Adverbs can be placed at different places within the sentence. They can take front position, mid position, or end position. Here we have few examples. Sometimes I see him at the supermarket. In this sentence, sometimes is an adverb. Sometimes is an adverb of frequency. It tells us how often something happens. How often do I see him at the market? Sometimes. Here we can see that adverb is at the beginning of a sentence. Next example is with adverb of manner. Suddenly is adverb of manner. Suddenly the eagle opened its wings. In this sentence as well, adverb comes at the beginning. Suddenly. It tells us in which manner did the eagle open its wings. Next is the example of adverb of time and place. Tomorrow I'm going to Dublin. Tomorrow shows us time. When am I going to Dublin? I'm going to Dublin tomorrow. And next to is an adverb of place. Next to her, I felt like a fraud. These are two adverbs which again come at the beginning of a sentence. There is one more adverb which says, perhaps he is not coming in the end. These are adverbs that come at the beginning of a sentence. So sometimes they can take front position. At times, adverbs can take mid position, and at times end position. Mid position. Here we have an example of adverb of frequency. Always. Always is an adverb of frequency. He always has sandwiches for his lunch. We can see that here always takes a mid position. It is not at the beginning and it is not at the end of a sentence. Next example is adverb of manner. Slowly. Slowly is an adverb of manner. He slowly backed his car into the garage. Adverbs of manner tell us in which way did he put the car back into the garage. He slowly backed his car into the garage. Here again we can see that this adverb of manner takes mid position. Our next example is we have already eaten dinner. Here as well we can see that already, which is adverb of time, takes mid position. We have already eaten dinner. It means we have had dinner. Next example is you're obviously going to need more help. And I can hardly believe you said that. Here as well, the adverbs take mid position. Now we have some examples with adverbs taking the end position. For example, he visits me occasionally. This is an adverb of frequency. And here we can see that occasionally is taking end position in the sentence. Another example is the horse whisked its tail angrily. Here as well we can see that angrily, the adverb of manner, is at the end of the sentence. It is taking the end position. Next example is journalists will be able to preview the exhibition tomorrow. Here as well, tomorrow, the adverb of time, is taking the end position in the sentence. Our last example, bring the boxes here. Here is an adverb of place and it is taken the end position. So adverbs can take front position, mid position or end position in the sentence. Here we have few examples. Adverbs of manner are mainly placed after the verb or after the object if there is any. For example, the leopard runs fast. In this sentence, fast is an adverb of manner. Adverbs of manner are mainly placed after the verb. In this sentence, runs is a verb and fast is an adverb. One more example is, he speaks English fluently. In this sentence, fluently is an adverb of manner. He speaks English fluently. Adverb of manner again is coming after the verb. Speaks is the verb. These two were examples of adverbs of manner. Fast and fluently are adverbs of manner, and we said adverbs of manner are mainly placed after the verb within a sentence. Adverbs of place or adverb phrases of place, such as in the room, and adverbs of time are also placed after the verb or after the object if there is any. Tomorrow is an adverb of time. He came in the room. In the room is an adverb of place. She will come tomorrow. Tomorrow is an adverb of time. Adverbs of place and adverbs of time are also placed after the verb or after the object, if there is any. Here we have some more examples. We have some more examples where adverbs come before verbs. Here they come before verbs. For example, we always speak the truth. In this sentence, speak is a verb and always is an adverb. Sometimes adverb comes before verbs. In this sentence, we is a subject, always is an adverb, speak is a verb, and here we have a noun, an object. Our next example is, you never come late. In this sentence, never is adverb and come is a verb. Here as well, an adverb came before the verb. Next example is, we usually stay here. In this sentence, usually is an adverb and stay is a verb. Usually, in this sentence, came before the verb. Here we have few examples of adverbs that come after linking verbs. What are linking verbs? Linking verbs are is, am, are, was, were, has, have. These are linking verbs. Let's find them in our sentences. He has always helped us. Can you find a linking verb in this sentence? In this sentence, has is a linking verb. And what about the next sentence? We shall never do it again. In this sentence, shall is a linking verb. Next sentence, they are generally late. In this sentence, are is a linking verb. So we said adverbs come after linking verbs. Here we have examples. Now let's find adverbs. He has always helped us. First, we found a linking verb, and we said that adverbs come after linking verbs. And here are the examples. So what will be the adverb in the first sentence? In the first sentence, always is an adverb. We said adverb comes after linking verbs. In our next sentence, we shall never do it again. Never is an adverb. Never comes after linking verb in this example. And the last example, they are generally late. In this sentence, generally is an adverb. It comes after linking verb. We said these are examples of adverbs before verbs and after linking verbs. Some adverbs, like adjective, have 3 degrees of comparison. For example, fast, faster, fastest. Fast is an adverb, and some adverbs we said have 3 degrees of comparison, just like adjectives. Fast, faster, fastest, or loud, louder, loudest. These are 2 examples of adverbs which have 3 degrees of comparison, just like adjectives do. Some adverbs are in the same form as adjectives, but their functions are different. Adverbs modify verbs or adjectives, whereas adjectives modify nouns and pronouns. Dear students, this is all for today. Have a nice day and see you soon.